May 8th, 2020. Hope everybody's well as you can be in quarantine. It's Friday. We've been in quarantine about 60 days, give or take, here in Ohio, and things are not getting any easier. Economic concerns are really on the forefront, I think, now. There's so much misinformation and information out there in the media and from politicians and private citizens and doctors. Everybody wants to be an expert and hear themselves talk. The reality is you can only wear a mask for so long. You can only stay inside so long. We've done that now. And in the next few weeks, we're going to be coming out and emerging from this state we've been in. Let's hope it was a chrysalis state where we turn into a butterfly instead of a moth, which is what I think many politicians have done, like the governor of Michigan and some of these other states, including maybe Ohio. So we needed to do, what we did to protect ourselves. But the reality is now people are afraid. People don't want to go out. And every business and industry in the United States that depends on people to survive is suffering. That depends on people to survive in person. I find it interesting that Amazon, with their archaic working rules and the way they treat their employees, is running rampant with deliveries. And their dogged employees are out there doing it. And it's pretty amazing. You can go back to a dentist in Ohio, but you can't go to a barber or a place to get your hair done. So the contradictions are there, but economically, people who weren't working at the moment this happened are in real trouble. People who were working are still in trouble. Many people on unemployment are receiving $900 a week that also received a bonus. Many people are receiving nothing. And the same with businesses. So we have no across-the-board plan for these sorts of catastrophes here in the United States. And we'll have to in the future. But more than that, the psychological inferences, the psychological problems that come from this, not just being locked in, that anybody can go stir crazy with or without other people to help them. And sometimes I think it's better to be alone till you can be with people, because dealing with people when things are like this sometimes becomes harder, even if you do love them. The reality is this: people are afraid, people are panicked. Even as things open up, people are not going to be in a hurry to run out. Some will, but for the most part, people are going to be cautious because we're talking about life and death. And now I want to talk a little bit about, now that the coronavirus has happened, for whatever reason, accident, intent or not, or lack thereof, it's a real thing. And whether anybody did it on purpose or not, probably not, but you never know. There are conspiracies. The reality is it's done. And nonetheless, as I've said, it's still an excellent bioterror plan for anyone in the future now. And more than that, though, I wanted to talk about the people on the left, the Democrats in this case, jumping on this weird bandwagon right now because Trump's involved, and they think that this pandemic is showing about Trump's performance, which is ludicrous. And it's like they want Trump to fail so bad, they're like happy about all these restrictions and these things the pandemic has done to us. This is problematic. Democrats need to get a clue. Leftist people, if you're severely right or severely left, I'd probably just as soon just not even talk to you. You got to stay in the middle of the road. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm an independent. I've been a libertarian for over 40 years. Am I smarter than you? No. But, you could think about what it means to step outside of the boundaries that keep you caged up by other people telling you what to do and how to do it when they get it wrong themselves, i.e. politicians, the media, and all the rest. The individual is a sovereign in the United States. John Locke, right from Britain to America, we are sovereign. The insurance of the country means very little other than the fact we agree to keep it going. When it gets down to it, it's the individual human that's the strongest good. And listening to people spread ridiculous things that are going to hurt the economy even more. No one person is to blame for this. And it's going to hurt the economy even more than it has up to now. So, in time, we'll find out. Let's hope that we're pulling out of it soon enough and that it'll return. But I have a feeling the economic problems coming with this are going to be worse than the virus itself. And seeing people on the left applauding, and they're happy because the United States is economically hurting, like all over the world people are hurting, and they want to blame that on Trump to keep him from getting elected in November. And if Nancy Pelosi or Schumer or any of those other boneheads think we're going to mail in a vote, are you kidding? We're going to drive our votes to Columbus in Ohio and count them ourselves with guns. Yeah, we're going to have guns. Tell that to California. Have a good night, y'all. And no, I'm not inciting to riot or inducing panic or yelling fire in a crowded theater. The media's doing that. All the things they're not supposed to. Have a good night, y'all. It's Friday. Try not to drink too much. Peace out, y'all.